Right into the action. Spawning up in the top left position is the pink Zerg player, Mr. JonnyREcco. And his opponent down in the bottom right, the blue Zerg. It's Matt. So, ZvZ, it can be pretty good. It can be pretty intense, it can be pretty volatile. Volatility is really the best way to describe ZvZ as a whole, because one moment it can look all really nice and happy, and then suddenly, boom, everything explodes, and there's banelings everywhere, there's explosions everywhere, and things can go terribly, terribly wrong, and everyone gets sad. Apart from the person who comes off better, they get happy because they tend to win a game. Alternatively, you can get ultra-long ZvZs, and these are the sort of Zerg versus Zergs where actually sit back, and you just got damage going all throughout. It's not always damage throughout, it can be quite passive. You can get mute-on-mute action. You can go into really late game situations too, where you get big roach plays and things like that. But generally, you tend to see mute-on-mute as the most common mid-game, even after the Spore Caller change. Sometimes you do get some roaches and some hydras coming in there, but yeah, not too much. Anyway, different openings from these two. REcco going pool first, Mac going hatch first. The differences are minor, but the benefits of the hatch first is you get slightly better economy fractionally, but a few less lava, and of course Zerglings and a queen later. And that's really the benefit of getting the spawning pool, is you get Zerglings and a queen sooner, and obviously a few more lava. Just a little bit quicker. But yeah, as it stands, hatchery coming down, everything is going good, everything is going safe. These two, just chilling. No sign of a speedling all in as of yet. Of course, if you see a gas early into a pool, into a hatchery, always be worried about speedling all in. That was my favourite build, ZvZ, for a while. Basically, the reason I always did that is because I hated ZvZ for a long time. It was terrifying, I couldn't make it work, and I couldn't be dealing with it, so I was just like, speeding all in, every game, deal with it. And once you start getting used to that, things definitely go a little bit better. But yes, JonnyREcco comes over and goes, hey, it's a hatchery. Matt comes over and goes, hey, it's a hatchery too. They are aware of what each other are doing. In terms of the gas timings, Matt's gas is a little bit sooner, which is pretty much expected, but it just means he gets slightly earlier speed. The important thing to see is if he pulls any drones out of gas, and the answer, no, he starts circling speed up. Meanwhile, REcco, is he going to pull any drones out of gas? The answer is no as well. So both players getting up speed, both players keeping 3 drones on gas, and both players going to be transitioning into banelings pretty quick, going to be able to get up a lair nice and quickly too if they choose to do that. Next big things to keep an eye out for is the timing of basically baneling nests, to see if there's going to be defensive or aggressive play with banelings. Also, any defensive spine crawlers that are thrown down. So JonnyREcco putting his baneling nest down here at the front. This positioning of a baneling nest can be overlooked, but basically, you put the queen between the hatchery and the baneling nest, and then that way if speedlings come in, you can't get it surrounded, and it takes a little bit longer to die. That's really the benefit of it. Anyway, you just can squeeze a queen in the middle. It's quite a smart thing to be doing. Okay, but yes, things is going okay. This is just REcco coming, taking a little check, sees the baneling nest, everything good. Meanwhile, if we take a look at the information that is currently available to Matt, he hasn't seen the baneling nest, but he's fine. He's getting his own one, so really he's just going about whatever he might want to do. Lair timing slightly quicker for Matt. He's also starting up the additional gas, going probably into Mutalisks, most likely. JonnyREcco, I would imagine, will do the same thing. He's going to lose a couple of lings here because of the earlier speed from Matt. He's just able to get us around there and deal some nice little good damage. Third and fourth gas guys are getting taken here by Matt. Second and third gas being taken by REcco. He hasn't yet taken the fourth up in the main base, but looks like both of them are going to be trying to go up into Mutalisks. Mute are very good, of course. The big things on Muta are, of course, the Flyer Carapace, so you reduce the damage of Bouncing Glaives. Who has the ground control to soak up some Bouncing Glaives, and who has more Mutalisks? I'd actually probably say that's the order which makes the big difference, unless there's a massive disparity in any of the other features. But yeah, little poke around here, good scout out here from Mr. Matt JonnyREcco. Does he have any information for the time being? Well, he hasn't yet seen the lair. He hasn't scouted up into the main. He's probably just assuming, going, okay, he's likely to be jumping down into Mutalisks. 14 lings coming out here, though, from Matt. This is meaning that his drone count is a little bit down, but he's going to be able to be putting on a lot of pain. JonnyREcco just asking for a quick pause, please. But Matt, ever the gentleman, just says K. That's good. Okay, so this gives a little brief moment to work out how things are going to come out. Now, Matt, he's got a slightly earlier Spire. That's because his lair is down slightly sooner. But the important thing to note is that JonnyREcco has to deal with quite a few lings coming out now. There are going to be a lot. There's already 14 with 6 more on the way. That, of course, takes us to 20 lings. 20 Zerglings with very little for Rico to defend with. Could be a little bit problematic. Rico currently has 4 Zerglings to defend with and 2 morphing Banelings. Those Banelings are going to be critical to get nice trades. The third hatch, though, for Rico is coming down quite a bit sooner. This is what's going to be really the main target to try and get punished. The Spire timing's about 20 seconds slower there for Rico. Rico losing a Baneling, may lose a second one. Needs to be very careful not to get that picked off too quickly. He's doing a good job of sniping off a couple of these lings here. And of course, while there's the threat of a Baneling there, it will be more difficult for Matt to try and deal damage. But between everything here, Rico is holding this off. His third coming down sooner is beneficial because it means he gets a bit more gas down slightly sooner. And getting that 5th and 6th gas guys if you're going Mutalisk is critical because it gives you around 200 more Vespian a minute. That's 2 more Mutalisks a minute. That's quickly adds up. 2 minutes of that, you've got a 4 Mutalisk advantage. That makes a difference to Muta on Muta fights, especially in the mid game. And so that's a big difference, which definitely these two are going to want to try and utilize. Zerg count are swinging in to JonnyREcco's favor, but defensive Banelings are here from Map. They're both just going up at each other. Rico up currently by 2 drones, not a huge amount, but enough to take note of that a small drone lead can be important to just try and sneak a little head out there. But yeah, 1-1 upgrades coming down pretty similar times, 38 seconds compared to 21. Very small window of opportunity there potentially. JonnyREcco trying to pick up these Banelings. He's doing quite a nice job, but there is still, well, there was one Baneling there for JonnyREcco, but he's able to force that back. Mutalisk being shown, Speedlings deciding to retreat. Rico getting out a couple more Mutalisks, 1 more Mutalisk than his opponent currently. That's due to having these extra gases. He's also going to kill that single Overlord there, so a little bit of damage. But note that these gases aren't yet fully mining, so it's a small little lead. And JonnyREcco going to be trying to get a couple of Mutalisks out. 1, maybe 2 of them. That would be great if you could do that. But all in all, Matt getting down defensive Spore Crawlers. He's going to just try and hold it off and say, do you know what? Come at me. If you want to engage over a Spore Crawler, be my guest. Muta count 12 to 12. Exactly equal at the moment. JonnyREcco squeezing 1 more out, but only by a fraction. So now, since the Mutalisk count is effectively the same, and I say that because it's like ±1 for each side at any given time, so not a big variation. That means that upgrades will be the next thing, but of course we know that's equal. So therefore, in any Muta on Muta fight, the big thing that's going to influence this game is who has Zerglings on the ground underneath. And the reason that's important is because you have Zerglings under your Mutalisks, then they will soak up some of the bounces from the bouncing glaives. And if your opponent doesn't have those ground units there, guess what? Their Mutalisks take all of the damage and die faster. That starts giving you a bit of a snowball in the fight, and things go well for you. Rico trying to secure up a 4th base. This is quite greedy. He wants to get an advantage wherever he can. Matt chucking down more spores just to make sure that he can't get counter-attacked or anything like that. So, all in all, things going pretty much how I would expect. Rico 1 Mutalisk up, so very small, but he's got those Zerglings down there. See how important that is and how it's going to make a difference to the trades. It's also worth noting that Rico does have a defender's advantage currently, and that's what he's going to be trying to keep a good little eye on. Everything really pretty normal. 4th base for Rico, slightly quicker. Has Matt seen it? Yes, he has, so he is aware that this could be coming down, and if it is coming down, well, you want to be getting your own one just so you can get those gases. The gas that really matter. If you've got the gas there, to be honest, you're going to be getting, as I said, 200 more gas a minute and therefore 2 more Mutalisks a minute. And that is where you start getting a big change very quickly. +1, flyer attack coming down for both players rather than the +2 carapace. And the reason you see the flyer attack is simply due to it being a lot quicker to be built. You don't want to miss the timing window there. JonnyREcco running in with some lings. We'll see the hatchery suiciding these speedlings. just do a little bit of trickle damage, but more just to say, okay, when did this come down? No, Rico's is already up. Needs to start mining these Vespian guys ASAP to maximize the advantage that he's got from that. Matt transitioning into a bit of a later game, grabbing some Hydralisks. That's just going to help him deal with the Mutalisk numbers. Meanwhile, JonnyREcco, he hasn't got an Infestation Pit. Matt does have the Infestation Pit, so Canstar has got Pathogen Glands on the way. But now Rico starting to push forward. The Mutalisk count 34 to 28. That's an advantage for Rico, but +1 flyer weapons is only 17 seconds away, but still 30 seconds away for JonnyREcco. So Rico's down a little bit there. He needs to make sure that he does get some nice trades. He's going to potentially lose a Mutalisk, manages to sneak it out, but he's going in with a big Speedling flood towards the third base, dealing quite a nice little bit of damage here, picking off a couple of drones. Actually, no, he hasn't got a single drone yet. That's a little bit annoying. JonnyREcco trying to take out the Infestation Pit, but he doesn't get the surround on it, so Pathogen Glands will be able to finish up, but can he take it out before it's able to make any Infestors? This is a possibility. 4 Infestors are on the way. Matt GG's out because simultaneously, I'm going to return to game, simultaneously, the Mutified was going in his favor. Really good going there. And